Right, it's time for Media Watch now. James Creedon is here with us. Good to see you, James.
Likewise, Laura.
And we're going to start by heading back to Washington, D.C., where the bars are packed tonight. People are out in droves. You would think that the Super Bowl was back on, but no. These are political fanatics, aren't they? And they've been listening to James Comey, the former head of the FBI. And it's an event.
And the bars were opening early and people were, I don't know, were they drowning their sorrows or were they just looking for a bit of entertainment or...
a bit of both.
A bit of both. So there was a big build-up to it and you could see it on social media. This is MSNBC talking about the bars of the capital city being open, and this is another headline in Reuters talking about people throwing covfefe parties. People are going to have to let go of this covfefe thing at some point, but it's not happening just yet. Unfortunately,
has anybody done a covfefe cocktail yet?
I bet you they have.
I bet it's the summer of the world.
For some reason, all of my pages are refreshing right now. But anyway, another DC bar is offering free drinks for every Trump tweet. And
every tweet from Donald Trump?
That's right.
He's been pretty quiet this afternoon.
He didn't tweet. His hands must have been handcuffed behind his back.
By his lawyer.
By his lawyer. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened. Well, figuratively speaking. And this is BuzzFeed's take on peak 2017. That is Mr. Comey saying, I'm not going to sit here and try to interpret the president's tweets. These are the times we're living in. Now, just a quick run through because you could spend about 5 years looking at all the tweets related to what went on today. The former director of the FBI just called the sitting president of the US a liar. Wow. Let that sink in. And a lot of people referring to that.
A lot of firsts today.
Yes, it was definitely a unique moment. That face you make watching the Comey hearing, thinking Trump's impeachment process was going to start today. So many people felt that some of the elements that came out of the Comey hearing could be the basis for impeachment proceedings, and comments to that in that regard on social media. Mike Pence now busy crossing out the word vice from all of his business cards. Now, others felt that the questioning was coming from not fully unbiased positions. James Comey is questioned by completely impartial Republicans, and there you see images that would suggest that they're far from impartial, such as the Wicked Witch of the West. And, oh Lord, John McCain is not okay and kept mixing up the Clinton case with the Trump campaign one. Many people commenting, Laura, on social media as well about John McCain's line of questioning, which did appear to be lacking clarity at times. McCain needs to lay off the covfefe, of course, because maybe he was having those covfefe cocktails. Who knows?
Who knows?
But people
something in his covfefe.
That's right. And just very quickly, Trump's lawyer, who did speak out. A lot of people commenting on that now as well. President never in form or in substance directed Comey to stop investigating anyone, including Flynn. Wow. You'd need to pay attention to the details because there are many, but we'll probably leave it at that for now. And move to another...
Yes, let's move to something else. Let's move to the British election because, of course, voting's still underway. Another couple of hours till the polls close. Theresa May, of course, called this election last month, about 3 weeks ago, with a huge lead over Jeremy Corbyn. That has dwindled, according to the polls. 7 points between them now, apparently. Now, the British papers always like to have their say, don't they?
And they have...
press is not known to
tabloids
be understated.
Yes.
Tell us what some of the tabloid red tops.
Well, they've come up trumps today to have a little link to the last story. Tezza versus Jezza.
Nice.
So that's the Daily Star.
That speaks for itself, that one, doesn't it?
And it's staying somewhat neutral, unlike most of the others. The Daily Mirror lies, damned lies, and Theresa May. So that's pretty negative about the incumbent. And I'll skip over some of the others just to get to the Sun because this was the one that got most controversy. Poor Jeremy Corbyn looks very unhappy there in that dustbin, and he's hoping that probably won't happen. But as often happens with the Sun's front pages, it sort of backfired and people started hashtagging stuff about binning the Sun.
After they bought it.
After they bought it, and there you have loads of photos.
Defeats the object.
Loads of photos of the Sun in the bin, and some people suggesting they're going to burn it. So there you go. The Sun, as always,
others saying they're going to be using it as toilet paper.
Say again?
Others are saying they'll be using it as toilet paper.
Oh, well, I'm sure some have. Don't want to think about it.
It's been a pretty nasty campaign, though, hasn't it? Not to mention, of course, there have been 2 terrorist attacks during the campaign. It's all been pretty nasty. Brexit looming over everything as well. Britons are feeling a bit down, but they have been cheering themselves up by taking their dogs to the polling stations.
That's right. This is probably the best election tradition in the UK. For the last number of elections on social media, you have photos of people sharing their dogs who were tied up outside the polling station for the time of the owner going in to vote. And so you have lots of people sharing those images. Someone's taking voting very seriously. This pooch here is looking indeed particularly serious. You have others who decided to vary the theme and bring rats to the polling station. That did happen. Somebody brought a rat to the polling station. Perhaps it's a metaphor. Decisions are made by those that show up. Sprocket says vote, so some using the whole thing to encourage people to vote. I vote for more walks and snacks, and then you have, I suppose, the dog priorities coming through as well. Now, they did, Twitter UK teamed up with the Dogs Trust, actually, this year, seeing as it's become such a trend. The charitable aspect of it came through. So
it makes me really sad when I see dogs tied up outside supermarkets.
Well, that they're usually very unhappy.
Yeah, they're really unhappy.
But it's temporary.
I don't like
it's temporary.
And never leave your dog in your car, by the way, because that is really bad. James, thank you very much. Yes.
Thanks, Laura.